A history of the dick pill.
All right.
Okay, Pfizer in 1985 through 1989 developed in the UK for angina pectoris and hypertension sildenafil. They synthesized it. Human trials started for efficacy on angina, and guess what? Guess what popped up? Unexpected erectile function improvement observed. So from 91, that was. They just started working on it 85 to 89. 92 to 93, they focused their research shift and they pivot to ED because they figure they can probably make more cash off of it. 1996, they got a patent for sildenafil citrate, protects Viagra formula. Well, I'm talking about a formula. That means the proprietary combination ingredients, packaging, the actual drug, everything of the drug. 1997, they have large-scale clinical trials for ED. March 27th, 1998, they get their first FDA approval for the United States. It becomes the first oral erectile dysfunction drug. It also
Now, hang on a minute. Were they given a patent at that time for it?
They have to get a patent before they can ever market it.
So
everything is patented on these drugs. The markings, the numbers.
I'm just trying to figure this out because the dick pills were incredibly popular with dudes because, that's a thing.
No.
But they patented it. So that means once it's patented, you can't make a generic against it unless the company wants you to. And the only way, at least the way I understand it, is a normal grunt, is other companies can't make the generic until the patent wears out.
No, they can't unless they pay the brand manufacturer some money to get early approval or early.
So what are some of the tricks that Big Pharma does to milk that patent as long as they can?
They will throw patents on everything, including the size of the pill, the color of the pill, the shape of the pill. If it's a capsule, they'll do it on this side has to be purple, this side has to be magenta, and it has to be a specific color. They'll do it on the inside crystal color. And sometimes, if they're really greedy, they'll make them all different colors, and every color has to match. They'll do it on the box. They will do it on the markings on the box. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll do it on. They'll throw pediatric patents on stuff to try to get.
I remember working on some of this stuff in contract law in LA.
Yeah,
I remember seeing this.
But the thing is, the launch on it got approval in the United States in 1988 or 1998. 1998, the UK and the EU approved it. 1998, 20 countries. Global sales exceeded in 1999 alone $1 billion. $1 billion. Okay. Patent protection litigation. Pfizer defends patents worldwide 2000 to 2012. Their original patent was supposed to run out in 2012 when in December of 2012, Teva activists, Sandoz, and others released the sildenafil. But what happened? Everybody else had to pull it. You could sell whatever you first shipped. And I remember this, and I'm not looking this up because I remember this. You could sell whatever wholesalers got in from activists and Sandoz. Teva was the preferred one because Teva had paid money to Pfizer. Pfizer also releases generics through Greenstone. Greenstone is their brand in a bottle. In other words, they make it and they run it through as a generic. Now, they do this for a reason. They make more money. They get paid to get these launched from Teva. They get money. But they were dinking around with this. This is why I wanted to use this as an example. Activist was, God, I can't remember where Activist was from. But Activist and Sandoz had initial shipments and they got them into wholesalers. You could only sell the one set that you first got because Pfizer was dinking around with the laws and they were changing it almost on a daily basis. You'd have to pull stuff. You could only sell this. You could sell it for 180 days. Teva was the only one. That's 6 months. But ask me what insurance was paying for in that 180 days.
Now, side note here to what you were talking about, I also know this to be true. You guys got to remember that these pharma companies, they have phalanxes of lawyers. And what I mean is they'll have anywhere from 20 to 100 lawyers working on a single issue. On top of that, they've got lobbyists that basically buy up senators wherever they can find them. And that's how they get a lot of this shit done.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I misspoke. 2012 was the original, the EU generic launch. The EU had Teva and Actavis out in 2013. They threw the patents on only in the United States. The US generics didn't hit until 2017.
Oh, so they were milking the cash cow, which is
it's right
Yeah.
there on the
Yeah, and here Pfizer's. I've got notes if anybody wants to click on the whatever they're sharing, because I'm not sharing my screen. I'm not that tech savvy.
I will generally share the notes out as people ask for them.
If people can, people email in retalkthis12gmail.com and we share all our information with whoever.
You want to know what eats a real big bag of dicks, guys?
What?
On December 2017, the U.S. generics launched. Teva launched the first generic on that same day when Teva had already paid money to Pfizer. Pfizer released the authorized generic through Greenstone that same damn day.
Tell us about Greenstone.
Greenstone is the generic division of Pfizer. At any point in time, every brand manufacturer pretty much has a generics division. They can run their own brand in a bottle at a third of the cost if they choose to. They choose not to.
Wow.
Because they want to make that money. They say it's all for their research and development. It's not. It's for their profits.
Yeah, and I believe President Trump actually signed an executive order, and they're trying to push something through the Congress right now in regards to one price for the entire Europe and United States, because Europe gets one price, which is usually lower, and then we get hammered.
Every market gets different prices. I don't know about the European prices. I've heard, but we only sold to the contiguous United States. We didn't even sell to Alaska or Hawaii just for logistics purposes.
Okay.
So 2018 to 2020 is when multiplayers come out. When multiplayers come out in a drug, the price goes down. So the more people are making it, the lower it makes. It's supply and demand.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember all those like Roman and his and hers commercial hymns and whatever?
Yeah.
That was all erectile dysfunction stuff run through. And it turns out Pfizer was actually selling through Roman.
Huh. All right.
I'm not a fan of Pfizer.
I'm not a fan of
No. We won't even talk about.
I mean,
sidebar here. Note the timeline she just gave us. This spans
from 1985.
15
is
years.
When they first tinkered with it. The patent in the United States was set to run out in 2020, but they let it on generic 2017. That's 22 years before they first figured out till they released it as a generic. As a brand, it was 13 years.
How long did it take Pfizer to get their COVID vaccine out?
I don't know. Like 9 months?
9 months.
Was 9
Why
months?
is that impossible?
What's the timeline I just went over?
That's 22
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is another side note in regards to the whole Pfizer mRNA thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is just my opinion, and because I'm a squirrely son of a bitch and I think about stuff because I don't sleep. You have Pfizer makes the vax for the COV, which is an mRNA, which is supposed to actually bind with your cells, modify the cell's DNA with a little snippet of RNA, and then your body will continue to make whatever it's supposed to be programmed to make until those cells die off. And then we have GMO grain and corn and various other organisms. And my opinion is simply this: if Trump had not won this election and we didn't get, JFK in there to start cleaning house, you would have the pharmaceutical companies, and then you'd have some of the other GMO companies, like Monsanto or whatever.
Monsanto.
They would come together, and you literally have pharmaceutical shit programmed into your fucking food.
Do you know what Monsanto originally was?
No.
It was a coating on fabrics to make them fire retardant.
And I'm sure
sounds good.
I'm sure that did not cause cancer.
No, not at all.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm getting
especially when lit on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my opinion on that whole thing.
They're a chemical company. What are they doing dinking around with food?
Yeah, I know. Hell, we got Bill Gates. He makes computers and operating systems.
Bad
Why-
operating systems. He makes
Yeah,
bad
why-
And
operating
now he makes
systems.
carbon butter.
Yeah, why the fuck is he messing around with vaccines and carbon sequence and all? I mean, it's just insane. These guys get a bunch of money. They want more money and power.
There's
know
no
what?
reason for it, though.
Well, there is. We're evil hairless monkeys, and one thing.
Yeah, but
leads to
some
another.
need to be ejected from their meat suits really quickly.
I cannot argue with you. It does sound legitimate.
I'm not going to do it because I'm over, but come on, I can pray for it to happen.
Yeah, no, there's no problem there.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.